wondering what the Carnival Conquest is like, this full tour and review has you covered. We'll explore the entire ship, check out the entertainment, dive into the food, and show you what life on board is really like. Let's get started because it's time to wake up. Good morning and welcome back aboard Carnival Conquest. Today is a sea day, and while we are traveling nowhere fast today we're going to be spending our entire day aboard going through and exploring what this ship has to offer. What better way to kick off the exploration than to start in the atrium, the heart of the Carnival Conquest. The artist lobby will be the first thing you see when you step aboard, and a place where you'll find yourself crossing through and visiting quite a bit. If you ever have a problem, you'll find guest services on Deck 3, and if they can't fix it, the lobby bar might help. Deck 4 has the photo gallery, and Deck 5 is where you'll find the fun shops. In addition, the atrium serves as a place to host some fun activities, so if you take a look at your fun times, you just might find something that you might want to participate in. Came down to the lobby for Harry Potter trivia, which I'm not partaking in, but we have a professional here. Guess I'm going to try my hand at Harry Potter trivia, but you guys know I have never once won a trivia or even answered a question on a trivia, and Harry Potter makes it so much better. I don't even have the advantage of going to the theme park to go to Harry Potter World, so I don't know why I'm here. However, you should comment down below who's going to win, Adrian or me. Place your bets now.
Family, welcome to the artist lobby for your Harry Potter trivia. Question number 1. What model broom did Harry first receive? What do Hermione's parents do for a living? OWLs are the standardized tests taken by Hogwarts students in the 5th film. What does the O stand for?
Oh, no.
Number 7, which member of Ravenclaw is Harry's first love interest? Number 10, blue and bronze are the colors of what Hogwarts house? Where does Dumbledore's army hold its meetings? Okay, cool. Keep them up if you have 10 correct. Wow, okay. Keep them up if you have 15 correct. 17. 18.
Alrighty, so I didn't do that well. To be expected. I've actually only seen Harry Potter once, years ago, and so those questions were from the books and the movies, and if I barely know how to read a movie, I had no chance. The professional got 17 out of 20 though, so.
By no means am I a professional, but there were a couple of tricky ones in there from the books, to be fair, that I didn't know. There were a few from the books that I did know, but it was hard.
I had fun. Looking at the schedule overall, there wasn't that many activities that stood out to me. Probably one of my least favorite schedules overall, but there was this one R&B music trivia. Would have thought that this was a karaoke session in the atrium. It was packed and everyone was just having so much fun. Maybe this stands out to you or maybe it doesn't, but typically there is at least one activity for everyone, and it's hard to cover all of it here. But there's more than just an atrium to hang out in. The Conquest actually has so many lounges for activities. So let's take a tour. From the atrium, you're gonna find the Skybox Sports Bar, a place where you'll want to go to catch any game happening right now. Certainly the place for my sports fans. On Deck 5, this is what's known as Impressionist Boulevard. It's a hallway that runs from midship to the aft. It cuts through the casino, which is annoying because this is a main thoroughfare that cuts through the smoking casino. But it's standard for most Carnival ships, so you can't complain too much. The interesting thing to me is that there is a stage here. I thought that was unique because you're gonna find live music here from time to time. If you're a coffee drinker, this is where you're gonna find Cafe Fans or Java Blue for your normal Carnival cruise ships. The Alchemy Bar is also found here, a popular pharmacy-themed cocktail bar. Across the way is Henry's Dance Club, which I came back at night. It was packed on our cruise. I know that Carnival has been having some controversy with music and the club, and it seemed like that didn't stop anyone here from having a good time on this sailing. It is a benefit of a short 3 or 4 night cruise. The party typically is non-stop. I didn't personally stay because it was standing room only, barely considered dancing room. So I didn't get a good diagnosis of the music situation, other than that they went with a themed 90s set list. If the club is too much, right around the corner is the Blues Piano Bar. You'll typically find live piano performances at night, and the pianists are usually pretty fun and interactive. When I say there's a lot of lounges, I mean there is a lot of lounges. If we go back down to deck 4, we can find Alfred's Bar. Now, I never really saw anything scheduled here, but it was a really nice chill out spot for us. Vincent's Lounge on deck 5 is a similar thing as well. Never really used, never really visited it. The Sunflower Atrium, if you go all the way to the back of the ship, that's where we find Dega's Aft Lounge. This is where Punch Liner Comedy was held, and the space is pretty decently sized. It works because the comedy shows tend to be pretty popular on a lot of the Carnival ships, and a lot of my complaints is that there's usually not enough space. So, thumbs up for this lounge for sure.
After a hard mental process during Harry Potter trivia, I think brunch is a fantastic way to celebrate. Already we made it to brunch, got our table, which is actually a beautiful window view. And we're kind of isolated, so normally I don't vlog that much in the dining rooms because I don't want to disrupt other people, but there's really no one near us. So the only person I'm going to disrupt is the person I'm sitting across from, and oh well. Adrian was bold enough to ask. I've never thought to ask this, but the question was, how much can you order? Is there a limit? Because dining at dinner, there's 2. You can get 2 entrees and that's it. But here, they said you can order as much as you like as long as there's not any waste. If there's waste, then you might get charged for it. So honestly, a good deal if you love eating. Breakfast, this is a fantastic thing. Just get as much as you want because there's so many things on the menu that we looked and it was just one and one of everything. But you can't realistically, I can't realistically eat everything. So I got the Voyage Burger, which has hash browns, bacon, pickle, fried egg, and tomato relish. Sounds really good. And then I got the standard Eggs Benedict with smoked salmon. Kind of just one that I knew was good. Couldn't go wrong with it, but the Voyage Burger, I've never had a burger at brunch. I always usually do the steak and eggs, so we had to try something different. So this is a good burger. Looks like a good burger. I don't know. I guess I should try it. I have to try it. Sorry, guy. This is a little bit better than your burger. Never once done burger for brunch, but that might have to be the new move going forward. And that was brunch, finished everything. I didn't talk about the Eggs Benedict. They're about what you expect for Eggs Benedict. Nothing that was absolutely crazy, amazing, but just good. It was just solid. You can't go wrong with it. Burger, love that burger. That might be the new move every time I go to brunch on Carnival. But other than that, meal was fantastic. Dining on board the ship has been really a lot better than what we would have expected on Carnival Cruise. I feel like I've had it worse. This is probably one of the better dining experiences overall so far this cruise that I've had on Carnival. Big shouts to the Conquest.
Dining doesn't just stop at the main dining room though, because the best part of Carnival is the included quick service restaurants.
There's so many quick service restaurants aboard Carnival, and even on an older ship like Conquest, there's still plenty to go. Obviously yesterday we did Guy's Burger, and then there's this one place located up on deck 10, the Old Fashioned BBQ. The interesting about this is that on the newer ships with Carnival, there is a branded restaurant that's barbecue with a Guy Fieri called Pig and Anchor. So it's interesting that this doesn't have that naming and all that stuff. It does still have the Guy Fieri sauces, so it's probably pretty much the same thing. Barbecue is a quick service restaurant, I think is a great idea. They have 3 different types of meats. They have potato salad, they have coleslaw, they have mac and cheese, they have beans. We tried only a little bit of it because we were eating brunch earlier today. But anyways, potato salad. Interesting. Not my favorite, but whatever. So we have pork, dip that in the sauce. That's pretty good. And then we have the smoked beef. The flavor on both of them are really good. It is a little dry. However, we are going towards the end of the day, and the turnaround isn't as quick as, say, maybe on boarding day when we walked in here yesterday. On the first day, it was really packed and busy, so they were turning around food really quickly. But at 2:30, which, by the way, it's now 2:30, so it just closed, which means we got our food 5 minutes before closing. Kind of on the last of its life, so that might be the disadvantage, but I can tell you for sure it does taste good.
And I'll be honest, with this being a 3-night cruise, we actually just didn't have the time nor the stomach space to get to every quick service restaurant. I think it's better to have too many restaurants to choose from than not enough for the entire duration of a cruise. But going through the list, there's Guy's Burger, Blue Iguana Cantina, Pizza Pirate, The Deli, and of course, Old Fashioned BBQ, which we just ate at. This is probably how I'd rate the restaurants based on my prior experiences on other ships. Just note that these places are limited hours and are really only open for lunch. Some of the restaurants are even closed during some port days too. So if you want to try them all, put a game plan into action, or just be really hungry on one sea day of your voyage and eat everywhere at one time. I am just so full, so let's do some exploring. If we go all the way forward to the top deck, you'll find the Serenity Deck, the adults only sun deck. It spans across deck 14 and 12. There's no deck 13, by the way, because of bad luck. It has plenty of space to lay out in the sun and relax. Though the kids aren't far away because the water slide is right up here too, leading down to deck 10. Kind of an interesting placement, but down here is where you're gonna find the small pool, typically filled with kids. Midship is where you're gonna find the sun pool, which, while it looks great in the morning, this is when I filmed it, it's not always this empty.
Here's just a look of the pool deck midday, a little busy. Tons of chairs are gone, but there's still a few left if you really look for them. Definitely up on the top deck, maybe not so much on deck 9. All the pools are filled. Jacuzzis as well, even though it's a hot day today. Wow. Even looking up there, you can see the slides. There's a line for it. There's only one slide on this ship, but there still is a line. Wow.
If we head up to deck 11 and we keep heading towards the back, we'll find the sports deck, which the confusing sports deck setup still confuses me. We talked about it on day 1. You'll also find the mini golf course up here. Really nothing too stands out about this sports deck, but hey, at least they got one. At the very back of the ship, this is where you're gonna find the sky pool. It acts as an indoor pool as well. Really great during the colder winter months when it's really windy. However, during summer, it is really hot in here, just as a heads up. But of course, this is the morning when I'm filming this. How does it look during the day?
Just to take a look at what the back of the ship looks like with the pool area, it is crowded in here. Every inch of that pool is taken, and all the chairs are taken, and the pizza line is long as heck. Wow.
My advice to you is if you want deck space, wake up early, get your spot, and enjoy the pool before the crowd gets there. Or you could just wait till later in the evening, closer to dinner and the nighttime entertainment, for the crowds to possibly thin out. The pool deck is not a place that I would recommend to be spending too much time on during the sea day. It does get really busy, because me personally, I'd rather be napping in my cabin.
Alrighty, we just woke up from a nap, and it was a really good one at that. You might be wondering, hey, Steven, what is the deal? You just spend most of the time on these cruise ships sleeping. Well, that's probably true. But tomorrow, we are going to be waking up early for Celebration Key. We're going to spend a whole day there. Plus, tonight, we're going a little bit later because they have 80s to the max. We also have the 80s Rock and Glow party. So there's a few things in the evening that we have to stay up late for, and then we have to wake up early the next day, so napping just makes sense. But since we're here in the cabin, we might as well just talk about the cabin. And my first, biggest, and only complaint about the cabin is that stupid vent right there. Oh my gosh. Now, usually when I pick a cabin, my first priority is the convenience of the location. Is it close to any public space? Is it close to an elevator? So that way, quick and easy access to and from the room with the whole camera set up and, life. We just kind of run back to the room, grab things, change batteries, all that stuff. A lot. So that convenience works out. But it comes at a cost, and not a financial cost. It comes at a sound cost. Because if you like sleeping in late, or you like napping in the day, or you like going to bed early, that'll be your greatest enemy for the entire duration of the cruise. So when you're picking a cabin on Carnival Conquest, you're gonna want to consider the location and where you are. If you're anywhere near the atrium, and because of the little overlook balcony, any of these decks, it will be true from 6 all the way to 8, you're gonna hear what's happening down below in the atrium. So bear that in mind when you're picking anything close to the atrium. You're gonna hear some loud stuff. And if you're near any of the louder lounges, you might hear some stuff over there on the other decks. Plus, not just that, but people walking to and from, just passing by down the hallways. We hear everything. So whatever trash talk you are saying by our cabin, we know your dirty laundry. We've been hearing it this entire time.
We got the tea.
We have it all. So that's one of the biggest complaints about the cabin. But otherwise, the cabin is actually quite nice.
So for dinner, we went to the buffet, and while I could talk about each individual dish and give my thoughts, I think I'll just give the cliff notes here. For dinner, the menu actually just matches up with what's in the main dining room. So if you look at the menu in the MDR and want to skip it, the buffet will just have the same food. The buffet didn't add anything new or additional to its menu, and it was actually missing a few appetizers and entrees from the menu as well. So the selection is just really limited here. And the food quality isn't as good as the dining room, which is to be expected in a buffet. The only advantage here is how quickly you can get in and out. I don't recommend coming to the buffet. It was my least favorite meal while on board. But we did save some time to explore more.
One really cool place that the Conquest does have is that if you go all the way to the front on deck 6, you're gonna have to cross through a little bit of passenger area, and by a little bit I mean you're going all the way to the front of the ship, but you go down the guest hallways and then you end up through a door and out here, voila, a nice little quiet area to go see the very front of the ship. It's beautiful. It doesn't feel like we should be here. I mean, there's cabins right there. If you had an ocean view facing forward, that sucks. But for us, everyone else, it's pretty cool. And the bridge is right there, by the way. One of the lookouts was waving at me, which is pretty cool. But especially now at this hour, the sun is setting. It's actually already set. It's just nice, quiet, relaxing. It's a place you can go to, and if you're on this ship, you absolutely have to do it. Do you hear that? It's quiet. Except for me. I'm ruining it. Sorry. It's not just deck 6, because deck 7, there's a stairwell right here for us to go up to.
It's even freakier because the bridge is literally right above us.
That's weird. Welcome back to the main theater. Still not going to pronounce that name. For 80s to the max.
okay? Are you okay, Annie?
And that was 80s Pop to the Max. We got to celebrate the cast final performance, which kind of confuses you. Does that mean that when you come aboard Carnival Conquest that this show's not going to be aboard? No, but they do. The cast does swap out every 7-ish months, and this cast has been performing for the last 7 months. They're done, so we got to celebrate their final performance, which they did a phenomenal job. 80s Pop to the Max as a show itself is a wonderful show. So many great songs. Every song is a banger. So definitely a show that you have to check out when you're aboard the Conquest. But entertainment overall, when it comes to the playlist cast, I don't know what cast you're gonna have, but I'm sure it will be just as phenomenal. Those theater performances, while the theater is an interesting design with the whole couch layout and everything and the tables, the shows themselves are phenomenal aboard. The Welcome Aboard show and 80s Pop to the Max, those are the two shows that you're probably going to get, and they're both worth it to see the singing and dancing that the playlist cast brings. If you're looking for Broadway, unfortunately that's not what you're gonna get, but it doesn't matter because I think you're still gonna have an amazing time. Entertainment does not disappoint, but entertainment doesn't stop there, because you know what? After a show finishes, a party's just about to begin, and that is going to be the 80s Rock and Glow party up on the Lido deck. So we're gonna go check that out right now. On our way up to the Rock and Glow party, the band here was playing 80s songs as well. Well, they were. I don't technically know if this is 80s song, but either way, they're playing music and the crowd is loving them down there in the atrium. But we gotta continue heading on up to the top. Just in time for the party. Robbie's showing up right when I'm showing up. Oh my gosh, it's foggy.
Second we will, then everybody says rock you. Let me hear it. Singing, we will rock you. Hey! Ran for cover. What was that? Said tight. It's better. This side over here, you're gonna say on. There we go. And then I by myself, I'm gonna say me, just like that. Me. Now we're gonna work our chest and back. I'm about to teach y'all how to do the Thriller. Now listen, the first 2 8 counts are very simple. All we're doing is marching. That's it, okay? So 5, 6, march it out, march. March, march with the king. King, 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 king. Little swim, big swim, big swim. Turn! Little swim, big swim, big swim. It looks like this. Shakira, 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 Beyonce, Shakira, 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 Beyonce. Now, howl at the moon. All right, yes. Tomorrow is our last day together. No, whoa, hey. No. We do not boo that it's our last day. We are happy and we are elated that we even got the chance to make these memories together. I want y'all to take this with you back home to wherever it is that you came from. And understand this, life is gonna give you ups and downs. It is going to take you on a whole roller coaster ride. But I guarantee you this, if you woke up in the morning breathing, it is a great day to be blessed. Take that mentality with you and don't stop believing. And
that was the 80s Rock and Glow party. What a phenomenal party. if you're aboard Carnival, you have to go to all the parties, whether you're a part of it or whether you're just up there on the sidelines like we were. They're just fun, good family fun to go to and just enjoy, let loose. Every one of the songs that they picked for this 80s party, out of the park, and the cruise director, Robbie, phenomenal cruise director. He's out there singing, dancing, doing all the fun. You don't get that on a lot of different cruise lines, but Carnival, you definitely get it. The cruise director is a big part of the entertainment, and Robbie has been making a very positive impression on this cruise. So if you're on Carnival, make sure you check out the parties. It's a big portion of entertainment, and you are going to have fun if you want to have fun. What are you pointing at? It's the point! He just paused and started pointing. I don't really understand the point, but that was the entertainment portion of it. But now that it's late at night, one thing you have to check out when you're aboard Carnival, if you're a late nighter, you gotta stay up for the midnight-esque or late night snacks. Opens up at 11:30 p.m. and goes on until late into the evening. Back in the days of old, Carnival Pizza would be open 24/7, but that is no longer a thing. But at least they kind of made something up with it. Pizza closes at midnight, kind of sucks, but the late night snacks, we'll check it out. We literally just rope dropped it. We're here. Grab a plate and fork, and I said that in the wrong order. Let's take a look at what they have. We got pizza. Can't go wrong with that. Got some sandwiches, chicken nuggets, heck yes. So, do I need to eat after today? Absolutely not. But will I? Yeah, I don't know. I feel like every time I'm on Carnival, I have to take advantage of the late night snacks, because on other cruise lines, I feel like there aren't as many options to eat late at night. You know, after you've had a fun party, after you've gone to the club, after you've gambled, or maybe just relaxed, hanging out around the ship in the evening time. When you're hungry late at night, the only option sometimes can feel like it's just room service, and that costs extra on a lot of cruise lines, and it costs extra on this cruise, by the way. So to have this place, it's better than nothing. And you know, chicken nuggets, honestly pretty good. If you're on Conquest and you're up late at night, just know until 2:30 in the morning, you have this place. And it looks like everybody else has figured that out too, because the line is already quite long. And they have that open on two sides, by the way. So, get your food while it's hot. Look, I admit it, I'm weak. I went back for seconds. But in my defense, the chicken nuggets were really good. He's an authority on it. Because I said he beat me to the punch. Anyways, it's late at night. The day's almost over. It's time for a review of Carnival Conquest.
Look, Carnival Conquest, it's old. It shows in some areas. The decor, while fun and unique, is definitely a bit dated. It doesn't have some of the newer Carnival activities. It's a smaller ship, but if you are looking for a budget-friendly cruise and just to get away and have some fun, this is going to be a great option. Cruising is really what you make of it, and if you expect the world, you're gonna be disappointed. Though I think as long as you know what you're getting yourself into, you'll have an amazing time. I hope we were able to help out with that in this video. I know that it took me way too long to edit this video. I thank you for your patience, and if you enjoyed it, let me know. It was a different type of video we don't normally do. We are trying some newer and funner videos on the channel, so if you like it, we'll do more of it.
And that brings us to the end of our video. If you are planning to go on Carnival Conquest yourself, or if you are already going on Carnival Conquest, comment that down below. I'd love to hear about your upcoming trips. But remember, the biggest part of a Carnival Conquest cruise is the visit to Celebration Key. So make sure you check out the next video. As always, this isn't a goodbye, but just a see ya real soon.